Hello everyone, this is Agent Ross and welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into new code, let's take a moment to recap what we did in the previous episode. Remember, we set up our Three.js canvas, we created a render loop, and we learned about entities and components. Entities are just numbers that represent objects in our game, and components are pieces of data that describes these objects. But right now, none of this actually does anything in the game. Today, our goal is to build the glue that makes all of these pieces work together. Don't worry if this feels abstract at first. By the end of this episode, you will not only understand these concepts, but also see how they fit together in a real ECS engine. First of all, we need to create a world. Now, let's talk about why we need a world. Imagine creating an entity for your player. Where does it live? How do you keep track of it? What about when we want to remove it or add components like transform or velocity? Without a central place to manage all of these, things get messy very quickly. The world is our manager. It's like database for our game. It keeps track of all entities and their components. It makes sure creation, storage, and deletion happen cleanly. Later, when we add systems, the world will be the place they query for entities to update. Let's go ahead and create a new file called world.js. We created this file inside ECS folder. In here, we will define a class that manages all entities and components. Let's go ahead and type export class world. And inside the constructor, we're going to type this next entity ID. And we will set this to 0. This dot entities, new sets, and this dot components equals new map. Next, go ahead and create entity. And inside here, we're going to type const ID equals this dot next entity plus plus. And the next is these entities. And we are going to add ID. And finally, we are going to return the ID. So here's what's happening. First, next entity ID ensures every entity has unique number. Entities is a set that keeps track of all living entities, and the component is a map where the keys are the component classes and the values are maps of entity IDs to the component instances. Create entity function generates a new ID, adds it to our set and returns it. And now let's go ahead create destroy entity. I'm going to type all the codes in this file. And then I'm going to explain what it all does. And inside here, we're going to say these entities, delete entity. Now we're going to run a loop component. Let's call this component map of these components dot values. And inside here, we're going to say component map dot delete entity. Next, we need to create add component. And so we're just going to type add component. We're going to pass entity and component. And inside here, we're going to say constant type equals as constructor if components. And under here, we're going to say this dot components get type and then set entity and component. Next, we are going to create remove component, and this will pass entity and component type. And inside here, we're going to say constant component map equals this dot components dot get component type. And if component map, we're going to say component map dot delete entity. And next, we need a get component. We're going to pass entity and component type. And inside here, we're going to type const component map equals these dot components dot get component type. And now we're going to return component map question mark component map dot get entity. Otherwise, we can set undefined. Finally, we would need a has component. We're going to pass component type. And inside here, we're going to say constant component map equals this dot components dot get and we will pass component type. And we're going to return pretty much the similar component map question mark dot has entity. If not, we're going to say false. All right, let's scroll up and let me explain step by step. Here is what's happening. First, next entity ID. It ensures every entity has unique number. Entities is a set that keeps track of all living entities. And components is a map where the keys are component classes and the values are maps of entity IDs to component instances. The create entity function generates a new ID, adds it to our set, and returns it. Destroy entity removes the entity and all of its components. Add component and remove component, manage components for a given entity. And finally, get component and has component help us access and check components. Take a moment to type this out slowly. Make sure you understand what each line does. If you are unsure, pause and ask yourself, what is the world actually doing here? Now let's go ahead and create a separate helper called query. Queries allows us to find all entities that have specific components, which will be very useful when we start building systems. We are going to create this new file under ECS folder, create new file, and we are going to call this query.js. Inside here, we're going to type export class query, and this is static entities with world and component classes. And inside here, we're going to return world.entities.filter entity component classes dot every component class get component and component class. So we spread the entities set into an array so we can filter it. The entities with function goes through each entity and checks if it has all the components we specified. This keeps system clean because they won't have to manually loop through entities themselves. Next, we define our components. Components are simple classes that store data. They don't have behavior, just properties that describe entities. We already created transform, health, and velocity. Next, we are going to create mesh component. Let's go ahead and create a new file under components folder, and we are going to call this mesh.js. Inside this file, we are going to type import. We can actually just copy from here and just pass it here. It's the same thing. And right under here, we're going to type export class mesh, and it's going to be extending from component. This dot mesh equals mesh. All right, just to clarify again, transform stores position, velocity stores movement, health stores hit points, and mesh links to Three.js objects. This prepares us to connect ECS data to visuals later. All right, next. Instead of creating entities in main.js, we will use factories. Factories are functions that build entities, add components, and prepare them for the scene. This makes our code cleaner and reusable. Now let's go ahead and create a factory for player. But before doing that, we need to create a new folder. Under source, we want to create another folder called game. And inside this folder, we are going to create a file. And we will name this file playerfactory.js. All right, let's type import star s3. We first need to import the 3 from 3. Then we are going to import all the components for the player. First, let's go ahead and import transform, and that's from component transform.js. And the next, we're going to import velocity, and we will also import the mesh. And this is actually not from 3. We're going to import our own mesh, which is components mesh.js. And the next, we will import health. That's from components health.js. Okay. Next, we are going to create a function called createPlayer. And we are going to pass the world and the scene. Inside player, we're going to type const entity equals world.create. I got to make sure I type correctly. Create entity. And then we are going to create constant geometry, And this is going to be new 3. For testing, we're just going to create a simple box geometry. And this geometry needs a material. And we're going to say new 3.mesh normal material, new 3. And we're going to pass geometry and the material. Next, we are going to add this to scene. And finally, we are going to add the components, new transform. And this is pretty much going to be the same. We need to add, so this needs to be velocity, and this is mesh, and we will pass the mesh, and this will be health, and we will set the health to 100. And the next, we are just going to return the entity. Let's save this file. Now let's go to our main.js file. Notice that main.js doesn't know about the details of creating the player. We just call create player when we are ready. This keeps our main file clean and easy to understand. Let's review everything again slowly. The world stores entities and components. Queries help us find entities with specific components. Components are just data, and factories will handle entity creation. At this point, it might feel a little abstract, but that's normal. ECS is a different way of thinking compared to object-oriented programming. Take your time to visualize how an entity has a transform, a velocity, a health, and possibly a mesh. When we get to systems, these pieces will come alive. This episode was long on purpose. Take your time to understand world, components, and queries. In the next episode, we will implement systems. Movement will happen, entities will respond to velocity, and you will finally see ECS in action with live data updates. If this was helpful, please subscribe and like the video. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm Agent Russ. See you next time.